Don't let these players hit your waiver wire before week 1 in your redraft leagues. Keep in mind that redraft leagues, the roster spots are thinner than dynasty typically. So you might have a 10 or 12 team league with only 5 to 8 bench spots. Here's a few guys that are rostered in under 50% of ESPN leagues that I feel like can bring value for this coming season. It's early and the roster percentages might go up, but let's take a look at these guys. First, we got Tyler Algiere, who is a 5'11", 220-pound running back out of BYU. He was drafted in the 5th round by the Falcons. He tied for 4th in college football for rushing yards and tied for 1st in college football for rushing touchdowns. He is a sleeper to lead Atlanta in rushing attempts this season with pretty thin competition. We know Patterson's more of a receiving back, and we have Damian Williams. Then we got Jameson Crowder, who is the slot replacement for Cole Beasley, who had 112 targets in 2021. Crowder has had 2 seasons above 100 targets in his 7 seasons. He's averaged 6.36 targets per game. It's a great offense. We love Josh Allen. He has the opportunity for some volume. And then down at the bottom here, we got rookie Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama, picked in the 3rd round. Could fight for that wide receiver 3 role, but that's actually the wide receiver 2 role until Michael Gallup comes back. So he's fighting James Washington, and he had a good college career. Nico Collins, who has impressed Davis Mills through camp. He's a big 6'4" outside wide receiver that has the opportunity to be the number 2 option in Houston. The Colts spent a 2nd-round pick on Alec Pierce, who is a big vertical threat. Matt Ryan is the QB now in Indianapolis, so whoever is that 2nd option after Michael Pittman is going to have some flex value potentially. Down at the bottom here, we got Zay Jones. He was the wide receiver 16 overall during the 2021 fantasy playoffs. That was with the Raiders. He's now on the Jaguars, and they have a bunch of slot guys for Jacksonville. So if he can win the job on the outside, he might have some splash plays as a deeper threat for Trevor Lawrence. Josh Palmer had some great games when he got good snap percentages. He scored in those games, and he has Justin Herbert. If he can win the wide receiver 3 role and have a consistent role, he'll have some flex value. Darrell Henderson proved to us that he can perform when given the role. Back last season with the Rams, he had great yards per carry and had some really good fantasy games. Great handcuff. KJ Osborne enters a new Vikings offense with Kevin O'Connell, who is said to have a wide receiver-friendly offense. 7 weeks of 14-plus fantasy points last season for Osborne. He did well filling in for Thielen. A couple other guys quickly, Wandell Robinson, Kendrick Bourne, who had a bunch of splash games with Mac Jones in his rookie season, A.J. Green, who was good when healthy, Kenneth Gainwell, and Rachaad White. Don't let these guys hit the waiver wire.